Okay, just getting ready here. Give me 2 seconds to get all the pieces in place. All right, sounds like we've got sound. And I think we are ready to go. All righty. So, hi, my name is Kathleen Sinnott, and tonight I am working solo, so you're going to have to give me a little leeway here because I'm running the board and doing the show all by myself tonight. Mayor can't be here, but my name is Kathleen Sinnott. I'm one of the founders of the BA Zone. Thanks so much for coming by. We're just taking 1 second here. I want to make sure that everything comes up, and then we will dive in. Tonight we're going to talk about 5 of our favorite myths about being a BA. There's probably 1,000 myths out there, but we thought we would just pick with the top 5 for tonight, and maybe we'll go into some of the others at another time. All right, it looks like we are live every place that we wanted to be live. Excellent. Okay, so it looks like we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Periscope. So just give me 1 more second while I bring up the Periscope comments. And I'm hearing myself someplace. Hang on 1 second. Where am I hearing myself? Okay, I think that was just through headset. That's okay. Alrighty. So Periscope. I want to get the comments up. I knew I was doing something. Okay, well, actually, we can just do this here, right? We can do this, and we can do this. And I hit the little thingy a couple of times, and hopefully the comments will come up. Let me bring it over here so I've got everything in one place. All right, I hope everybody is staying warm today, or that it's warm where you are. We are freezing here. Definitely going to be churning through some gas tonight. Oh, come on, just work, please. Okay, I just want to make sure that you're not getting that sound bleed through. Maybe it's these headphones. I'll put them in here. Okay. All right, I'm going to try one more time. Oh, okay. Are we starting to get? No, we're not just quite. 1 sec. I'm going to refresh. I'm just trying to get your comments on Periscope. I think we're good on Facebook. We're good on YouTube. Just fighting with Periscope. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to let it sit for a minute. Maybe it'll catch up. I will check on it in a second. All right, so let me bring the title card up. And 1 more check. I am still hearing some bleed through, and I'm not sure why. Just double check this. Okay, that's probably it. All right, Periscope, I am trying. They just really need to come up with a good commenting system over here. Ah, I think I got it. All righty. Okay, let's get this started. Okay, for everybody just joining us, my name is Kathleen Sinnott, and I am one of the founders of the BA Zone. Thanks so much for coming by tonight. I hope everybody is either someplace warm or at least bundled up and inside someplace warm. These are the days when I question my love of the change of scenery, seasons, and I wonder if maybe the people who are moving to a warmer climate have the right idea. I do like the change of seasons. It's just, there's always a couple of bad days out of the year. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about 5 business analyst myths. There's a whole ton of them out there, but of course, you know, we don't have that much time, so we just picked 5 to talk about tonight, and maybe we'll do another set on another night. If you have any questions, comments, if you have your own favorite myths that you want to throw in, or you just want to show us some love with some thumbs up, you know, hearts, whatever, that's all welcome. We also ask that you invite anybody you think might benefit from this content. Sharing the love is a good way to show the love. We are up on Periscope, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So hopefully, oh, I see Amy. Amy's over on YouTube. Good, good working. Definitely freezing. 28 degrees in Maryland. Yeah, I think we're still around freezing here. Or just, I think we're only a degree or 2 above you. It is definitely really cold. And I don't mind the cold. It's the cold with the wind. That's what kills me. And unfortunately, the dog agrees, so it's quite a challenge to get him outside to do his thing, but that's a whole other story. All right, let me double check. Facebook. Okay, so yes, we are up and running every place that we wanted to be tonight, which is great. Alrighty, so if everybody is ready, I think we will dive in. I'm trying to get these set up so I can see the comments as they come in. Feel free to just chat too. I mean, it doesn't have to always be about us. If you just want to talk to each other, that's okay too. All right, we're good? We're good. All right, let's dive in. Let me bring up the desktop. Here, we'll do it. We'll do the picture-in-picture since we have it. All right, so as I mentioned, we welcome your input. Actually, we want your input because you are the reason we are doing this show. So if you have any questions, comments, topics you want us to cover, you name it, don't be shy. Go ahead, let us know about it. Like I said, you can always throw comments in on any of the platforms that we're broadcasting to. Just because we bring a topic doesn't mean that you can't bring up other topics. That's totally fine. We just bring a topic so we have something to talk about. You can also reach us on Twitter at the BA Zone. You can DM or tweet us there. And please follow. We're also on Instagram at the BA Zone. On Periscope, same name. Facebook, same name. The only one that's different is YouTube. You have to get to a certain number of followers before they let you vanity URL. So right now I built a little tiny URL for it. So if you go to tinyurl.com/the BA Zone YouTube, that's the quickest way to get there. If you don't want to use that or you can't remember it, I understand. You can just go to YouTube and search for the BA Zone. The way that we've got it entered is it's the BA, no spaces, and then space zone. All right, let's get to the meat of things. So the number one, and I made this number one because I hear this one the most, the number one thing that you hear when you tell people you are a BA or you're thinking becoming a BA is that you absolutely 100% have to have a deep IT background. That is a complete and utter myth. It is certainly helpful if you have an IT background. What type, what depth, really it's just a matter of being able to, speak the lingo, know the vocabulary. These are all good things to have, but they are not absolute musts. It is something that you can certainly pick up along the way. So if somebody tells you that you cannot become a BA without having an IT background, that's not quite true. Well, we'll be nice. We'll put a nice spin on it, but it is absolutely not a requirement. Along the same lines, another thing that you're going to hear very, very often is that expertise in a specific business domain is absolutely critical. Matter of fact, you'll get word from headhunters and even sometimes HR departments saying that if you are not a specialist in whatever it is they do, you can't be a BA for them. That's absolutely ridiculous. There is no reason why the BA has to be the subject matter expert in the business domain. You're coming in, you're going to interface, you're going to interview, you're going to talk to all the subject matter experts. They don't need another subject matter expert. They need somebody who is experienced at being a business analyst or has the skills to be a business analyst even if they don't have a lot of background yet. It's really about being logical, being able to converse with people at different roles across the enterprise, being able to talk to users, being able to process information, being able to look for patterns, being able to solve problems. Those are the things that are important to being a BA. Expertise in the domain is absolutely not a requirement. And I have this argument with a lot of people because they're all just hell-bent on it. What they're hell-bent on is making their lives easier. Sure, it's probably a little easier for them to say, oh, okay, look, this person's already worked in our area, so that's another box I can check. But the real point of the search should be looking for somebody who can do the job, not that they need another expert. Let's see, agreed. IT is very helpful, but not necessary if you're comfortable with tech, right? And even if you're not 100% comfortable with it, as long as you're willing to get comfortable with it on a certain level and you put the effort in, again, you got to learn the vocabulary. You have to be able to speak to developers. You have to be able to understand what it is that they're saying. It's just like any other user group that you're talking to or subject matter group. They're all going to have their own lingo, their own terminology, their own way of expressing things, their own priorities. And you just need to be able to understand and balance all those out. That's what's really important. Right. See, Amy's got it. She knows. So Amy says over YouTube, not having the business domain expertise gives the BA fresh perspective. Absolutely. That is a great way to look at it. It brings fresh eyes to the situation. And like I said, they've got subject matter experts. That's, how they keep their business running day to day. They need you for a different set of skills. You're a part of the team. You don't have to be the entire team in one person. Silly, silly, silly. So that one gets a big old myth over the top of it. Do not fall for that. If you hear it from somebody, very nicely, very politely, explain to them all the reasons why that is not really a critical need. And those are the things we just talked about. It's far more important that you are able to communicate to all kinds of people, that you are able to identify problems, find patterns, be able to figure out puzzles, basically, and come up with solutions. That's what's important. And then you need to be able to communicate to all those people what those solutions are going to be. So, big old myth. Another one. You need to be a programmer in order to be a BA. This is one I've heard recently, that it didn't always come across this way. They used to just go more with the technical thing, but lately I've been hearing that you need to be a programmer, you need to be a back-end programmer, you need to be a DBA, you need to be a front-end programmer. No, that's not what you're doing. They have people in those jobs. If they're trying to get you to be the programmer, the DBA, the front-end developer, the back-end developer, the subject matter expert, everything, they should be paying you a big pile of money because evidently you're 16 people wrapped up in one. No, you do not need to be a programmer. Again, if you understand programming logic, if you understand the vocabulary, if you are able to communicate and understand programmers, those are all wonderful things, but they are things that you can pick up on the job. So you absolutely 100% do not need to be a programmer in order to become a BA or in order to get a job as a BA. What? A programmer? That's silly. Yes, Amy, absolutely. This is, like I said, it's been coming up a lot lately. I've got a couple of people that I'm helping find a job right now, and so we've been working on the resume and everything. And both of them have had, in this case, it's been headhunters insisting that before they could submit that person's resume, this is the other thing, they wanted to put down on their resume that they are programmers, even though they never were. So, okay, first of all, if you're dealing with a headhunter who's telling you to lie on your resume, run away. You do not want to put your career in the hands of somebody who is telling you to lie to a potential employer. Bad plan. But yes, that has become a big thing evidently lately. Well, it falls into that whole, what do they call it? The full stack developer, the unicorn that everybody's looking for, you know, that you're supposed to be able to do, again, everything. No, you know, that's why we have teams. That's why we all work together. We all bring our strengths to the problem. By working together, we come up with the best solution. Expecting one person to do all of this kind of stuff is just insane. And generally, I'm telling people at this point, it's a bad sign. You probably don't want to work for a company that believes that this unicorn person exists out there. I'm sure that they don't have, you know, one person in the warehouse packing and picking and loading the trucks and driving the trucks and making the delivery. No, they have different people doing all these jobs. It's the same for us. Silly, silly, silly. All right, number four, sorry. Getting a certification is required. Okay, deep breath here. So, not that there's anything wrong with getting a certification. There's absolutely nothing wrong. If that's important to you and you feel that you want to go do that, then by all means go do that. But anybody, usually somebody selling a certification course, anybody who tells you you have to have this before you can become a BA is absolutely lying to you. You do not need it. Unfortunately, Mary's not here to back me up, but you've heard it before and she will say it again. We have never ever hired anybody just because they had a certification. We've hired people because of the experience that they've had, or they, whoops, I don't know why this thing keeps popping up, sorry. Or because they've been able to show us samples that showed us that they could do the job. So a certification, nice, sure. If you've got the time and the money and you want to go do that, go right ahead and do it. But anybody who tells you that if you take my day, weekend, 6-week course, and then you'll know everything you need to do and be ready to jump in and be a BA, and you've got no background, that's an absolute lie. You do not need the certification in order to get the job or be good at the job. Actually, all the certification proves is that somebody had a printer and they were able to print out a very nice little piece of paper. Like I said, I'm not mocking you. If you want to get a certification, go for it. You know, anything that you can get that helps your career along is fine. But if you can't, you don't have it, do not undersell yourself just because you don't have it. As long as you have the abilities and the skill set, that's what's important. Let's see, is anybody arguing with me about this one? Because this is something that I know a lot of people don't agree with. Oh, okay, so Amy's saying, you should have called this a rant. I'm getting animated. Yes, yes, it is definitely, this one in particular, because it bothers me to see people being taken advantage of. Look, you know, there's some great courses out there. There's even, I'm sure, some great certification courses out there where you are going to learn some stuff, but it is not the only road. It is not the only thing. It is not a guarantee of success. So that's my point. Also, I just don't like people taking people's money just because they're handing them a piece of paper and they're not actually providing any information to them. And a lot of the courses out there are like that. So if you're going to do it, you've really got to do your homework. Make sure that they're going to be providing you some level of education that you don't already have, some information you don't already have, and something that you will be able to build off of. If they're just saying, check off these boxes, that you watch these videos and poof, here's your certificate, it does not mean anything. Let's see. To me, this is Amy again over on YouTube. To me, a certification is not for getting the job. It can be a way of showing your level of expertise after the fact. Absolutely. Anybody that's new coming into the field, I tell them to not, go for it. Whoops, how did that move forward? Sorry. Absolutely. If you're going to get a certification, I don't recommend doing that coming in the door as a newbie BA. I think it's way more important to go ahead and get the skills and the experience, and then if you want to go get it afterwards, go ahead. Recruiters love to tell people to get certified. Yeah, they do. I really think I think a lot of the recruiters are the ones running the certification programs because they are way too excited about them. And like I said, fine, go do it, but it is not a guarantee, and it doesn't prove anything, really. I mean, to me, I always fall back on this, okay? You can go to the very expensive colleges, on mommy and daddy's dime, and you can drink beer and party every night and not show up for, many classes and not make any effort to learn and come out with a degree. That doesn't mean that you've actually learned anything. Whereas, somebody that goes and slogs through any school and makes an effort to learn and pushes themselves and goes above and beyond to fill their brain with knowledge and to get skills and experience, I will take those people, any day over somebody who's got the piece of paper because mommy and daddy had money. Doesn't prove anything to me. Big deal you went to that fancy school. What did you do while you were there? How did you make the most out of that experience? If it wasn't anything, then you're out the door. See? Amy and I are almost shared brain. We haven't even met in real life yet, but we share the same ideas. So she says the same. She gives the same idea to newbies. This is... I really get upset about it with the newbies because I don't like people taking advantage of people who are trying to build their lives. So anyway, that's my rant. Yes, you're right, Amy. I should have called it a rant from the beginning. I should have known I was going to go here. You do not need, it is not required. You can absolutely get a job without a certification. All right, let's move on to the last one. It's going to be a fast one tonight. I'm ripping through these. Okay, this is my other favorite. Oh, BAs, they don't need any special skills. They just write down what everybody else is saying. It's kind of like being a stenographer in a courtroom. You're just writing down the words and formatting them, making them look, my favorite, pretty. Yeah, no, that's not it. That's not even close to it. Okay? If you're a BA, then you are a problem solver. You're a person who sees patterns, and you are a communicator. And these are vital, hard to find skills. So do not let anybody, cut you down by saying that, all you're doing is taking notes and turning it into a document. That is not what you do. And if that's what they are telling you they're hiring you for, again, you can find something better. The market for BAs is very good. There's very few good ones out there. So do not put yourself in this situation. Amy says that's mean. I know, but I've heard it said not to me. People would not say that to me. But I have heard people say it to other people. And, this is just, they're trying to demean you. That obviously it's somebody who doesn't feel good about themselves or don't feel secure in their position. And so they're going to put you down to make themselves feel better. Don't fall for that. Being a BA is hard work. You're juggling a lot of balls. You're having to balance a lot of things, political, problem-wise, timeline-wise. So don't let them do that to you. So yeah, okay. So that's it. That's the 5. I'm going to just do a quick check around here and see if anybody had anything that they wanted to add in. I had a feeling this was going to be a fast one, but that's okay because actually I've got a heck of a sore throat. It's that time of year. All right, so it doesn't look like anybody has anything else that they want to add in, which is totally fine. We're okay with that. Tell you what, I'm just going to flip back and we will just run through them again for anybody. Let me just get my face out of the way here. There we go. So just a real quick recap for anybody who's joining us late. The first thing that you will hear is that you have to have an IT background in order to be a BA. That is a myth. Do not fall for it. The next one is that expertise in a specific business domain is critical. No, it's not. The whole point of bringing you in is that you are a fresh set of eyes and you are able to talk to all kinds of people and gather the domain information from the subject matter experts. You do not also have to be the subject matter expert. You are not being hired in this job to go in and interview yourself. You're being hired to go in and interview and collect data from everybody else and all the other services. Number 3 is that you need to be a programmer in order to be a BA. Absolutely 100% not true. A bonus if you can program, if you understand programming logic. Same with database and all security and all the rest of that. If you've got that background, that's great and a bonus, and you should definitely list it on your resume. But if you don't have it, it's okay. You just have to be able to communicate with the people in these job roles, understand what they're saying, and that is absolutely something you can learn. Next, I won't go through the rant again, but getting a certification is required. No, it's not. Again, if you want to get one after you've got some experience to, kind of bolster up your resume, that's absolutely fine. That's great. Make sure you go to a reputable source, though. But if you are new coming in, it is far better to work on your skills than it is to get a piece of paper from somebody that said that you've got the skills, because that does not prove anything. And then the last one is that BAs just write down what other people say. Not true. You are a vital member of the team. You are responsible for collecting and interpreting information, for examining problems, for looking for patterns, and for finding solutions and documenting and communicating those solutions. That is a lot more than just sitting in a room, writing down what people say, and turning it into text. Frankly, that's what they need. Tell them to open Google Docs and talk into the mic. Okay, so end of rant. End of list. I will check one more time just to see if anybody wanted to throw in. No? Okay. Amy, thank you so much for joining. It's so much more fun to talk to somebody while I do this. That's it for tonight. If you want to follow us, we ask you please to follow us. You will find us on Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. We've now, I think, successfully, let me just verify, it looks like we were successfully online through the whole show this time for YouTube. Yes! I think we finally won, and I really hope that doesn't bite me. Because I've spent days trying to figure out the YouTube problem. But I think we're good. Fingers crossed I haven't just jinxed us. All right. So that's it. We will be back. We will be back next year. This is the time of the year when everybody gets to say that. We hope that you're having a lovely holiday and that you either are warm on the beach someplace or staying warm someplace indoors. I hope you're having fun with your holidays, and that we will be ready to dive in January on a whole bunch of new things that we've got planned and continuing the conversation. So we look forward to seeing you then. I love how you hit the space bar harder when you hit the myth text. Yes, it's for the special effects of hitting it. Amy notices all my little tricks. All right, folks. Well, thanks so much, and thanks for putting up with me doing this as a solo act. I'm pretty sure next week it'll be both Mare and I. I'd taken off last week so that I could work on some of these technical issues. And so as a reward today, she's off enjoying another holiday party. Okay? All right. Have a good one. We'll be in touch. Bye.